Hi, this is Trevor Conquergood, the software manager for RNK Distributing, and welcome to the update for Total Quilter software build 3776 June 2021. And so this video will go over all of the updates to the Floriani Total Quilter software. The first thing you'll notice is the formats have been updated to include the latest formats such as PES 11 and VP4. We've added some new options to the Zoom drop-down menu. We have made it so that when you're saving designs, if you've created any guidelines like this, that they'll save with the design, and the next time you open your design, the guidelines will still be saved. Of course, you can always get rid of the guidelines yourself just by moving them back to the rulers at any old time. Something else we've changed is, so if you've used the thread palette from the thread charts for the Floriani variegated and mixed threads, when you browse for your designs in the browser window, they'll now appear correctly with a variegated thread and not just solid colors. Let's see now. We've made it so that the backdrop will be saved with your design. So if you click on the load a backdrop tool and you bring in some kind of an image as part of your backdrop of your design, what's new now is if you save your design, this image will be saved with that design, and the next time you open the design up, the image will be still there in the same location and at the same size that you left it. And so that's great if you're digitizing things that you might want to come back to be able to have your artwork instantly be saved there. And so on that note, we've also added the ability to remove the backdrop. So if you right click, there's an option to delete a backdrop. There's also an option to load a new backdrop. So if you don't like the backdrop that you've selected, you could select a new backdrop. And then if you want to get rid of it altogether, you can right click and say delete backdrop. And so that's something that's an update in Total Quilter. Software will remember and save your backdrops. Another thing that's new in the latest version has to do with applique. And so if I quickly just create some kind of an applique shape, maybe we'll do a little applique of a basic shape of an apple. And let's just make it fit into our quilt block and then convert it into an applique style of embroidery. Now the software has always had the ability to put a fabric as the background of your applique. So you click right here to choose your background fabric, and that will become the display, and all of the properties and things that you can change are the same as in the past. What's new in the latest version is actually that you have the ability to choose a color from your color palette. Now that's probably not going to work with variegated. I think what it'll do is just assign a single color, but notice right now if I left click on the tool for a color, I can assign the variegated to color 1, 2, or 3. Well, if I assign it to color 3, it'll work because it'll show me a variegated thread around my applique. So that looks kind of cool. But if you want to put a solid color background, you can try it with the variegateds, but I'm pretty sure it's just going to give me one color. So you select your applique. Well, that's the block. I got to select the applique and then select the color. And notice now this is the enhancement. You can choose a fabric color from your color palettes. And so it makes white because this one's white, red, blue. And so because white was the first color, that got assigned. Look, let's just change the color palette back to the Floriani Polycap color palette. And now what I'm saying is when you have your applique selected, you can just click on here and choose red as your apple color. So yes, you can choose your fabrics, but if you just want to choose a color, that's one of the things that we've enhanced. And so really there's just a number of small enhancements. We're just making sure that the software is always working the best we can. And so thank you for listening to today's video, and thank you for enjoying the update to Total Quilter build 3776.